Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Connor, and as some of you may know, I'm actually one of the co-founders of Your Compass. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing a new series which is really close to my heart, and that is Student Money. I myself graduated from university with a Bachelor of Applied Finance and have taken my passion for finance just one step further. Along with our mission here at Your Compass to simplify applying for and making the most of higher education, taking control of your finances and ultimately your life is so important when it comes to setting the right foundations for your future. So in today's video, we're going to go over how to take control of your money and what you need to do today as a student. Now, very quickly, just before we jump into the content, if any of you viewers find any value whatsoever in this type of content, please just gently tap the like button as it shows us that you are enjoying what's going on. And if you have any recommendations, pop those in the comment section below as well. Both of those actions, although they don't seem like much, really help us, so we really appreciate it. Now, as students, we're often given a pass when it comes to managing our money responsibly. After all, how much damage can really be done with a casual job and barely enough money to buy food? Well, as it turns out, a lot. While we're young, although most of us don't need to worry about supporting a family or mortgage repayments or things like that, the way we think about money should be a major focus in our life, and definitely not something that we label a future me problem. This is because, like a lot of things in life, it's the small, seemingly insignificant decisions that we make now that have magnified consequences on our future, whether good or bad. So to ensure you're heading towards the good, let me propose to you a simple 2-step formula that'll get you started. Number 1, get motivated. Number 2, build habits. Sounds simple, right? Well, congratulations. You've just learned the first fundamental concept when it comes to winning with money. Keep things simple. Contrary to what you may think, effective money management starts and ends with simplicity. Not only that, but research shows that those who can master their behavior when it comes to money have a much higher chance of succeeding than those who can understand the maths perfectly. Now, back to the 2-step formula. I know for most people, it can be quite difficult to get motivated when it comes to personal finance. But hear me out. You may have heard that humans are more motivated by the fear of loss, losing something, than they are by the potential of gain. So we're going to use this to our advantage and build up some serious FOMO. Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to buy your own car, to go on a 6-month holiday, or even better, to give back to your parents or support a charitable organization that's close to your heart? Have you ever thought about what it would be like to have the freedom and the independence to do all of those things? How would it make you feel to have complete control over your life and the ability to do whatever it is that you find important? If that sounds like a worthwhile goal, well then you're in luck. All of those things are within reach. In fact, at this young age and with time on our side, you actually couldn't be in a better position to achieve them because of something called compounding. Now, don't worry too much about trying to understand compounding. You may have touched on it during school, but it's definitely something that you're gonna become very familiar with as you progress in learning about personal finance. For now, just know that with a little bit of focus, consistency, and intentionality, your ideal life, however it is that you can imagine your perfect life to be, is practically already yours. But if you neglect to think about money, if you drift through life without intentionality, without an aim, you'll begin to see your future drift away. But in having the knowledge that you're closer than you think, your ideal future no longer becomes an unattainable dream, something that can only be gained with a lot of luck. Instead, it'll turn into something that's already in your possession, but can be lost very easily. So let's make sure you hold on to it. Okay, so hopefully we've built up a little bit of motivation there, but like most things, having the right mindset or motivation will only get you so far. So this is where habit building comes into play. In personal finance, there are heaps of valuable habits that you can build that'll help you build wealth over time. Things like living on less than you make, tracking your income, building your financial literacy, avoiding consumer debt, investing consistently, the list goes on and on. But when it comes to truly taking control of your life and building habits that'll actually last, there are just 2 rules that you need to keep in mind. Number 1, aim to make just one decision, just one, each day that'll make your life better. And 2, master the art of showing up. Once we have recognized the need for change and we have the motivation to change it, it can be very tempting to try and fix everything at once. We set these crazy goals for ourselves like, I want to 10x my income next year, or I need to work out 4 hours a day for 7 days a week, or I need to get 100% on all of my exams next semester. While the recognition that you can be better, that you do have more potential is extremely powerful, you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up to have the highest probability of actually reaching it. But biting off more than you can chew is not the way to get there. When building habits, consistency is key. As the first rule states, all you need to do is just make one decision that as a result would mean that your life is even the tiniest bit better. Now, that might sound a little bit easy when you have all the motivation that you do at the beginning of a new stage in your life. But when that initial motivation fades, you need to have something underpinning, a foundation that makes sure this change is lasting. Because it is so easy in the beginning to take on more than we can handle, thinking that we're going to get ahead, but as a result, ending up burnt out and moving all the way back to where we started. Now, how do we practically go about setting up these habits? It's called just showing up. As James Clear says in his book Atomic Habits, the truth is, a habit must be established before it can be improved. What this means is habits are powerful things, but they can be difficult to create without a level of focus and consistency. And the best strategy to establish these habits is showing up, which involves breaking your larger goals into small, achievable increments. For example, say you have the goal of saving more money. Instead of trying to achieve a certain amount in a short amount of time, start by taking 5% of every paycheck you receive and saving it. And although in some cases that amount may seem trivial, it's an achievable amount where you're setting the habit of taking a portion of your pay away every single time. And this creates a positive feedback loop. So what's happening is you decide to do something to improve your life, you make an incremental step and achieve that small goal, you get the satisfaction from achieving that small goal, your life gets incrementally better, you're then encouraged to continue and develop larger goals. And then the process repeats itself and repeats itself. At the end of the day, humans are habitual creatures. And once a habit has been developed, it can be very difficult to get rid of, regardless of whether it's good or bad. So while we're young, let's take control. Let's take the energy and the motivation that we have now to set up a good foundation, set up habits so that we are automatically moving towards our ideal life. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to miss out on what my life could be.